Hey everybody. Oh, a new scene just dropped. He's in a different place than usual. Yeah. What's up? Phase 3 playoffs are over. And I thought I'd bring you a little demo review from the last game of the finals of the Phase 3 playoffs. The game for first seed going into Worlds. You know I had to do it. Variety on the MULAN. Gotta be taking a look at that. We'll see what else I can scrounge up from the rest of the games. I think game 2 of this set was also a little bit of a banger, so I might be looking to do a demo review of that as well. But we're starting off with this one. Phase 3 playoffs I thought were great. I've had some questionings before about starting off with a little bit of a draft review, so that is what I'm going to do. In terms of how the drafts went, the Ymir, I like the top two for the Kings a lot here. Cern on the side of Levi's, obviously one of the strongest hunters right now, and with Cupid being banned, you want to grab either Cern or Ishtar, or maybe threaten taking both. Seems like the Levi's had the chance to take both Cern and Ishtar, which I think would have been a really strong move, but they didn't want to go double hunter. They wanted to stick Shinto on this Scylla, which he had looked so strong on, and to see if he could do great work again. Kings grabbed the Ishtar third. Nezha for Twig, a pick that he hadn't had a good set on so far. Did he win game 1 on Nezha? I think he might have, but he struggled on Nezha in some of the games, certainly. And then it was getting banned. But no. God, I'm totally messing this up, haven't I? Did he play it game 1 and then it was getting banned against him? Anyway, Twig on the Nezha, one of his best jungle picks. I mean, I think if you look at Twig right now, the junglers you're looking to stick him on are probably pretty much Nezha or Lancelot, right? Those are his two best gods right now, I think, and the gods where he controls the game the best. Big Man goes to this Discordia, and then you leave the last pick for Variety. Harry Cummings in the solo lane. You leave it up to your solo laner, a guy who's had a pretty bad phase, but was having a great tournament here. And you get the Discordia, you give him all the pieces he needs, and he says, right, I see the enemy solo laner, they've grabbed this Osiris bottom 2, and he goes for the MULAN pick. A pick that I don't think, have we seen anybody play it the whole tournament at all? This hugely, I guess, in terms of gameplay, very polarizing character, right? Early game, super strong, super dominant, or at least once she gets her 1 and her 2 upgraded, super lane dominant, does so much damage, but late game, a bit of a sitting duck sometimes. And Variety just, spoilers, grabbed a hold of this game and basically refused to let his team lose it. Twig sets him up on the solo side of the map, gives him the lead, and he runs with it. So it's going to be a game that I think is exciting throughout, because Variety makes sure he's so involved in the game. I love that. I love that, like, when it came down to the big moments, the big game for his team, Variety really stepped up. I think he had a really, like, one of his best performances ever. Looking back at Season 3 Worlds as the last time he was influencing games this much out of solo. I think it's worth noting that the Kings decided to leave this Terra after taking the Ymir. They chose not to ban it. They ban out the Athena and the Horus instead, which I think is a little bit interesting. We had seen a lot of Terra in this matchup so far. A lot of Terra, a lot of Umoja. And then we see the Ymir versus Terra matchup. A matchup which I actually really like for Ymir. I think it's a really, really good one. A really, really hard one for Terra to play. So yeah, let's check it out. Let's watch the game. Here we go. Incredible scene switch. Hopefully the setup's all good. And we can ride along with Variety. Let's see. I did see Twig accidentally bought Mace tier 2 at the start of this game, by the way. And he managed, I don't know if you would have caught that just at the start of the spectator there. But he bought Mace tier 2, did manage to sell it off and buy a starter item instead, which is good. Maybe a little bit of nerves settling in there in game 5 of the set at 2-2. Anything much to speak of here at level 1? Didn't Variety get picked? He didn't get picked in this game, but he got picked in a different game at the start. Was it against Bolts, maybe? Was it Bolts they played? Whichever they played. He got picked in a very similar position to this. This is just, it's so Variety though, right? He will do what he does, you know? He does not change for nobody. Are we going to see the speed buff start? I don't remember which start was done at the start of this game. See if he has. Did he have an ability leveled there? He didn't level an ability at 1. It's not as if Mulan, though, you just take your escape. You don't really have an escape at 1, so good luck. Surely a 1 start here. We shall see. But yeah, we can check out this start. Slightly different starts. I need to at some point do some analysis of these starts, because this one is different than the one that most teams are doing. You don't see this start often. I think it's mostly been the Kings and the Warriors who have done it. Look at that clear. Crazy. But yeah. Maybe it's just one that because you want to get a little bit earlier, a little bit more farm on your solo laner earlier. Maybe it means you duo. I think it just means you split more farm, right? Is that what happens? You just duo split more camps, which means you get more overall XP and gold. Oh, they did the same start on the other side this time. I'm like, oh, only the Kings and the Warriors do it. Talking nonsense, so I am. And now comes the battle. Player damage, let's pull it up. Let's see who has... Oh, doesn't currently have the Discordia passive. There we go, he gets it just above the Ymir. It's kind of silly of you kind of don't want to be early boxing as Ymir in this one. Maybe you want to have the passive. I would say you want the passive to be on variety as much of the game as you can in this, so that you can set up an early kill maybe in the solo lane, so that you can get this Mulan off to a great start. I think the Discordia and the Mulan is a really good combo. I like that. Haddix does go for the Death's Toll start, by the way, so has a bit of sustain to survive through this lane, trying to bully it out while he can. Mulan doesn't really win lane that hard until she starts to upgrade her skills. So especially when I guess it's Axe versus Death's Toll as well, right? So Variety right now just trying to make sure he hits his abilities on the wave and on Haddix as much as possible to get points in them. Sad we can't see the passive as it goes up. But I don't know if you want to quickly... I can give you a mouse over. Once you get your 1 upgraded once, you get some attack speed on it. Once you get it upgraded twice, you get a 3rd shot on it, and the 2 double hits after you get it upgraded. Upgrading the 2 is so important, and the 3 will let you go to walls, which we'll see Variety do a lot this game, actually. You can see he's just trying to get those abilities leveled up as quickly as he can. Map status right now, both junglers on speed, so you're starting to think about the fact that they could be coming over. This is a good time for junglers to communicate to solo laners. Variety, pretty low HP, so he should know he could get ganked. Looks like he wants to just back. No, we'll stay. Fake back, I don't know if he's trying to pretend like he's not going to be here for blue, or pretend like he's not doing blue straight away. It's kind of annoying that Twig ring bounced that for Variety. Little things, but you want to hit your 2 on multiple abilities as often as you can to get that leveled up as much as you can. But yeah, I wanted to watch the whole laning phase in this because I know there's spoilers. I know there's kills early on. But yeah, I think the Phase 3 playoffs was a great event. By the way, I love the format. I think we got a lot of good games, a lot of good sets. Did we get a lot of good sets? We got 2 good sets. Both the Kings sets, I think, were the great sets. The Kings versus Dragons and the Kings versus Levi's sets. Man, since when was the text so outside justified on Spectre? You know, like the text up here, the Levi's and the Kings text. Have I messed something up? Right, currently does probably want to go back. Tier 2 Hammer and Health Chalice, maybe? Let's have a look. Buys it before. Yeah, it will be Tier 2 Hammer and Health Chalice. I'm so smart. And Twig has rotated in. Gets the Sash. Haddix holding the ult. And then you look at the... He's just saying, oh, I'll just get the totem and then I'll kill him on landing. Twig, you finish off that totem for me, yeah? Pings out that somebody's there. But there you go. Now you're... a Mulan with a lead in solo. Teleport wasn't used yet for Haddix, so it's not such a terrible death, but look at this. Variety freezing the wave a little bit. Should know that the teleport's coming eventually. Doesn't hit the 2 onto all the minions. Sometimes if you group them up, you can hit all 6 with your 2 at once. But his 1, you can see he had attack speed off of his 1 being upgraded there. So we might not be able to see them get upgraded. I don't think there's any way to show it in Spectre. But yeah, you can sort of tell. Rotating over to mid now, you can see already the attitude of Variety in this game, right? He's like, okay, we put this effort into giving me a lead in solo. We've got a Discordia passive, which presumably he still has. No, he's not even close to having it. Hardcore has it, actually. Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes you're just wrong. But yeah. So he should... Oh, wait for the minions to spawn and then 2 to hit all 3. Get some extra stacks, leveling the 2. I wonder if he'll put points into the ult. I imagine not. He's going slightly... He should be slightly less... Oh, missing everything. He should be slightly less good in lane, I think, after a little bit than this Osiris, at least after the next item, right? If everything goes to plan, because the Osiris is going to have Death's Toll plus a Berserker's dedicated Fizz Pro item. Although Runeforged is it is Runeforged variety goes here, I'm sure, which is very, very strong. I think having the dedicated Fizz Pro item should mean the Osiris is in a good spot in the lane. But variety, not too bothered about fighting too hard for pressure, trying to get those abilities leveling up. Missing some 3s. We'll see how he gets on with those later on in the game. Look at the heal from that too. And you can see the attack speed from the 1. We're watching everything today. Normally I fast forward a bit. I don't know how long this game goes either. We might be ending up with a pretty long demo review here, but I don't mind. I hope you don't mind. He just wants to hit his skills. He wants to hit his 3, get that leveled up as well. Hits that one, and that lets him set up to hit the wave and Haddix with his skills. That's what you really want to do as MULAN, to get them leveled up as quickly as possible. Acting like I know what I'm talking about with MULAN. I mostly play her support, but she's really fun to play support. That's what I'd tell you. I think she's underrated. Well, once they get ranked fully... Oh, there we go. The one's ranked fully up. I was going to say, once they get ranked fully up, will the icons change? I guess that answers that. They do not. 1 maxed out, though. Playing very passive here. I don't know if it's just because he wants to get the cups. Unusual for me to see the Kings put that much value into any of the cups, because they seem like a team who... They really don't do that much around the cups. They're, as I say, I'm being proven wrong at every step. Genetics literally milking the enemy steeple. But I see a lot of the time the Kings get their steeple milked by the enemy support. And they don't seem too bothered about it. I don't know if it's just like them getting caught out and me happening to see it or what. This should be first full item for variety. Runeforged it is. Gets his chalice filled back up. TP's back over to the solo lane. Yeah, is already starting to put points in the 1. 2 now upgraded as well, so has that double slam. This is where MULAN is at her most dangerous. This sort of point in the game has the 2 maxed. It hits twice. Let's see the damage. Even with the damage reduction out of the Osiris 3, the damage isn't bad, huh? Haddix trying to win this trade. 2 back up soon. Will back on out of there, but variety heals the poke back up. That was a pretty even trade overall, honestly. Ooh. Another missed 3. Oh. Haddix used his 3 very early here. I don't know if that was to get the prots, and now getting slammed and Twigs on the way. Variety. I don't know if he actually flicked that in the game, or it was just some... Oh, that's such a good shot, man. That 3 is so sick. I don't know if he actually flicked that in the game. For that one, it would make sense that he did so. Because you want to make sure... Ooh. Ooh. Trying to put the damage out. You want to make sure that you're hitting the Osiris if he ults over you when you're about to cast. So aim ahead. But yeah, connects with the 3 under the tower. That was the sick bit. Twig's Sash was really good as well, but Osiris, rather annoyingly to play against, has some immunity frames, like some CC immune frames on the landing from his ult. And that, so Twig fell foul of those there. He hit the sash, but he went to where Osiris was rather than where he was going. As in, Osiris didn't get stunned on the landing point. No blue invade. They don't overplay their kill here. Twig goes back around to focus towards mid again. And variety keeps farming it up. Surely we can fast forward a bit now. Now that we've watched 10 minutes of pure gameplay. 3 is upgraded now. Farming out is blue. Hopefully you can't hear that car too loudly. Sorry about that. There's one really loud car in my building. And they're always out driving. Save the planet and all that. See pings coming out. I think that's blue pings on the Scorpion. So So whether people are going to go for them. Variety no longer focusing on fighting, you can see. He didn't really want to fight there. He just wants to clear. TP is upgraded to level 2. Now he's like, well, fine, I'll try and hit you. Haddock stops the back twice, but a 2-level lead. And I think this is the stage in the game where the Kings like do like a little bit of throwing around the duo side of the map, if I remember right. Let's keep an eye out for it. Because now, you look at the game state, right? Player damage topping the charts is the Mulan, so she has the disco passive. You've killed the enemy solo laner twice. You've got a 2-level lead on your Mulan, right? So what do you want to do? You want to force fights where this Mulan can be involved. You want to make sure that this Mulan is in every fight you have from now on, because that is where you funneled your time and effort to build a lead. Variety, you can see hovering over towards mid here, and backing out are the blue squad. They know that they don't want to fight with this Mulan. They don't want to end up in battles with her. She does have Blink online now, by the way. Looking at the blue, should be secured easily. You would like to see rotations over to that from Twig and Cabom. Instead, they pick up the Pyro. Variety, big enough and scary enough to mean that there's not going to be any contest here. And look at this rotation by Variety. Just kind of half rotates towards mid, has a look. If they're on gold, he's going to rotate over. You could see Hardcore on the map was checking it. So just those little plays, he's just trying to make sure that he's involved and that you can't... If you lose the game here, Variety wants to be a part of the losing of the game. He wants to make sure that his team don't... he and his team, hopefully. I'm sure they're all talking about it. It's not just Variety saying, hey guys, don't fight without me. They're saying, yeah, that's where our lead is. We want to make sure that he's in our fights. So they don't want to fight this Gold Fury. You should see them play passive here, even with genetics there. They should be playing passive around it, not overly keen to fight it. You want to fight where your lead is. We shall see how they do. Because other than him, the game's pretty much even. Solo lane, there's probably over a level and a half the lead for Variety, I think. Ooh, he was starting to connect with the 3s. We'll just say that one was out of range. You can see the leveling order here. Does max the 2 into the 1, then starts putting points in the ult. Kings get gold. And again, Variety rotating over, trying to just be a nuisance, make sure that Panatom can't freely farm Twig's jungle. And they all rotate onto him here. Look at this. Gets his damage off. 3 missed by Panatom. Uncharacteristic misplay. Variety cancels the ult. Misses his 3. Variety kind of misplayed that, to be honest. He could have ulted the tether, chooses not to. Maybe thought the Scylla ult would connect onto him anyway. Scylla ult ends up not connecting because he cancels his ult before the second one goes off. Fight deep here. And this is a fight which Variety wasn't in. Probably shouldn't have happened. Shinto should get caught? No, not quite. Maybe should have gone with a Blink 3. I don't know if the beads were up for Shinto. They weren't. They were down for 10 seconds. So Blink 3 might have been the play. I don't know if the comms were there. Difficult to hit Blink 3 as well. Blue buff successfully invaded. There you go. There's step 1 of throwing the game for the Kings. Just a fight that's a little bit too aggressive. Twig gets picked off. But then they go back on to Haddix. He has to ult over the wall. I actually think he would have been okay without ulting there. Maybe there could have been some more Discordia damage. Having a look. Well up on the damage charts. Wow. 7,000 above anybody else on his team. Nobody's taken that passive off him soon. And this is where he starts to roam, right? He's like, look, I'm level 14. I'm Mulan. I've got 2.5 items. I'm as strong as I'm ever going to be. We funneled all this gold, all this XP to me. And I'm going to do something with it. So Genetics goes and takes down the tier 1 tower. Variety TPs into mid. Starts clearing out waves. Starts running at the enemy red. He just gets active. And it means that they still have frontline despite Genetics not being there. Maybe it would be nicer to have Twig be the one splitting, because he just has more threat on towers. But getting the farm into Genetics is nice as well, because he wanted to hit 12. Get that wall upgraded. Let's just have a look at it to make sure. Yeah, the wall's maxed. Wall's maxed. 3 points in the 2, 3 points in the 3. Ymir's one of those gods where you kind of want points on all his skills, but the one is the one. I imagine Genetics will now max the 3, but I don't know for sure. We could check in on that if I remember, which I definitely won't. Variety wants to get a Mage Pro item online soon. There is this double flat pen Scylla. Probably building into... Ooh, Twig picked off again. So that's 2 deaths in a row from Twig. 2 fights which Variety wasn't involved in. He's making the effort, but that time, not around. And That's a problem. Because he is your lead. Now Twig falling a level behind. Everyone else even apart from Variety, who's 2 levels ahead. I know it would be nice if I could swap the map, but it's really annoying for Spectator. Kind of bugs out. It'd be nice if we could look at the map the other way. Wrong you. Doesn't use the bug on the steeple, but they do go on to him regardless. And again, who's here? The solo laner. Is it the Gold Fury? Looking to take you down. He would have hit that 3. Doesn't need to, though. Hardcore dashes forward. Love that confidence from Hardcore. And Variety just starts to... He's like, okay, I'll run forward. We'll see what happens. And look at this for a wall. Again, he flicks it. I think he did just genuinely flick them. How long was Zapman walled off there for? Oh, let's have a replay of that one. Let's have a replay of that. For all our Ymir enthusiasts. We can watch a little bit of genetics here, right? Or should we watch Zapman? I think we watch it from Zapman's POV, maybe? A very sad little goat. Nope, wrong guy. Oh no, there he is, okay. Okay, so he dashed early. He dashed out straight away and then he walks back in. 16-second cooldown zap. Oh no. He has no beads. His dash, I thought he dashed into the wall or something. His dash was just down the whole time. Wow. Anyway, Ymir wall. Nerf the scaling, please, Mr. High Res. I think that needs to happen badly. Ymir wall lasts way too long. Was it 2 to 6 seconds the scale? I mean, forgot. I'm sorry. Oh, what I forgot what number genetics is. I can't check. He's 8. But there's stuff happening. Pyromancer, this is free. No one's around to contest. Yeah, 2 to 6 seconds. Just make it scale 2 to 4 seconds instead. That is too long. And it won't even affect casuals that much, because casuals don't level the 1, they level the 2. They level the 2, then the ult, then the 3. Then the 1 last. They've got everything wrong. Let's have a look at the items. Did go for Genji's. Increased cooldown. Will be slam jamming. Okay, we can fast forward. Is he going to TP somewhere and it's going to be hype? Just TP's to mid. Again, making sure he's involved in any fights that happen. Gold Fury. Up. Oni Fury, in fact. Right, he just walks up. Here's a ward. Very, very... He's so confident at this stage in the game, Variety. He knows that if anybody goes on him, he's not going to end up in trouble. Gold's getting pulled. He's all alone. He's standing in front of 3 people. He's like, yeah, I'll just use all my skills on the wave. No problem. You're not going to hit me. You won't do it. Make sure that nobody pulls fire. He knows they're around here. They have decent vision. Free Gold Fury for the team. Lead starting to stretch. 6k. Gold. I wonder if we can, you know what? I'm just going to use the thing. Let's have a look at net worth. Variety at second highest in the game, 10.7. So a full 1700 gold above his lane opponent. Big, big lead for him. They get the mid-tier 1. They're starting to kind of strip away towers on the map. When you get a lead like this, it tends to snowball a bit. Because when you're this far ahead, the enemy team can no longer contest towers, can no longer contest Gold Furies. And they can't farm safely. So more farm just gets lost. Magi is forced out by the 3. You can see the Ymir rotating around the top. Tried to go for the blink auto there. Maybe could have caught it. And again, it shouldn't have 3'd there. Should have waited for genetics to set up. A little bit of a misplay. But yeah. I don't play on instant cast, so I don't do the blink auto stuff as well as I feel like a lot of people do. Look at that damage. Discordia starting to put out good damage, but again, still topping the charts by 9,000 now is Variety. We'll go third person so we can see what's happening on the fire. It's down to about half. Variety hard zoning. Wrong you wants to walk in. You don't really want to dice roll this as the Kings because you have no secure. Forward goes Variety onto Shinto. Ring toss hits him. He looks to ult the fire, but there's nobody on it anymore. You feel like this should have been a better fight for the Kings, right? Surely they don't kill anybody, right? Huge Susanna ult, to be fair. But you should definitely be killing at least one. With how much space Variety created, it seemed like everybody else on the Kings was just not really doing anything. I don't know. They reset off the fire. And they went top right, but they weren't able to chase anybody down. Huge Susanna ult from Panatom, I think, was a big part. Why that wasn't that. They hear the TP coming from Haddix, they ping him out, and they reset. I liked this play from Haddix. I liked the play from the Levi's to try and force a mistake here. They knew that they had... they had the impetus in the game for the first time in a long while, and they looked to make a play. Not a good place to back. Was that on top of a ward? Yeah, it was right on top of a ward. I don't really like that backing spot. I think you should... But, I mean, it's fine. No fire pull. Maybe they knew that there were backs coming out on the other side. And again, Variety just running at the enemy red. He TPs the mid again. Just trying to be active. I feel like I've never talked about Smite this much in any of these demo reviews I've ever done. What's up with me? Something must be going on. I've got the fever. The Smite fever. After this weekend. Oh, looking to force Panatom's Magi's. Doesn't quite get it. Was on point, but just slightly too far away. Ping's coming out. We'll have a look third person again to make sure we don't miss any context with what's going on with the Fire Giant. Twig. Zoning a bit weirdly here. Variety wants to go again. Bad Ymir wall by Genetics. You don't say that often. The Ymir wall had a big gap in it on the side. There we go. This is much more what I think should be happening. Variety zoning up here. They forced them out into the lane. Nobody pulled in the fire, though. Seems like there's the Levi's are very aware of what's going on. They have walled off Wrong You. I remember this FG pull goes on forever. They take so long to commit to it, and it looks like, again, they're not going to commit here. They poke, they prod, but they cannot finish anybody off. Wrong You down pretty low. Did invest the Terra ult for Discordy ult. Oof. Good damage. FG down to 70. So this was I kind of liked this from the Kings, and I kind of didn't like it at the same time. The Kings were so afraid of throwing this game at this point. They knew that they were in control. They were doing great work. Wall onto Zapman. He does this time remember to walk through the wall with his Phantom Shell. But the Kings, like, they know that they're in the commanding position, the good positioning, but that they do not have good secure. So they just don't want a 50-50 of fire. That is everything they're saying and they're doing here is to avoid that. They're like, okay, we're just going to keep pulling it, and eventually they'll have to fight us or they won't be close enough and we can burn. So they're just making sure that they don't have to dice roll it, and they're making sure that they don't overcommit on a bad fight. Chasing through... I'll quickly show you. Chasing through corridors like this against Scylla is death. You do not want to do it. It's horrible. You're not going to TP. I had the TP up in 5. Walks out of the base. Hasn't upgraded the TP. Did go for Spirit Robe next. I do like Spirit Robe a lot in this kind of game. I think Spirit Robe's just a very, very strong IM, to be honest. How many Spirit Robes have we got in the game? At least 2. Only 2. Known for the Levi's. Again, farming out. See how their vision is. Did Variety come back with the sentry? Did he put it on fire? I guess he must have. Can we not see the blue wards, or are there no blue wards right now? I think surely we just can't see them. Have a look. No, they just have no vision. So little vision right now for the blue squad. Looks like they want to grab the Gold Fury before they commit on fire again. Leads down only at 8k at this point. Variety again, just no fear. It's just him, really. Okay, his team's now following up. It looks like it's just him. From his POV. There we go, they're looking for a fight. Good poke onto Wrong You one more time. Big man knows he can kill him. Twig. Forward, can't bait too much out. Nice damage onto Haddix, though. Again, the poke is really, really strong from this comp. Big man doing a great job of following up every time as well. Must be near the... Yeah, well, he's near the top of the damage charts. Only 8k behind Variety. I don't... Did they destroy... Maybe they shouldn't have destroyed the ward there. I don't know. It was a sentry. Probably worth destroying it. And then I think Haddix TPs to the T2. Yeah, so they did get his TP anyway. I could feel the nerves a bit from the Levi's at this point. They seemed a bit antsy. Surely this next one's where they get the fire. What are we at now? 30 minutes? It's already a 30-minute video? They haven't even got fire yet. I'm sorry. Oh, how many Phantom Shells were there, by the way? Just the Terra. Just the Terra went Phantom Shell. I wonder if one of the carries could have gone a Phantom Shell here as well. Zap, maybe. Plus if he uses his Aegis well anyway. FG. Down to 50. And again, we're going to see a reset, no doubt. Genetics looking for a wall. Haddix pulled in and followed up every time. I feel like every time Variety's looking for a 3, there's follow-up. Oh, Apple. Zap gets walled here, right? Oh, he had no beads. I think Zap actually played his relics here really well, but he's just stuck. And eventually he goes down. Variety flicks that out to the side, looking for Haddix as well. And Panatom just all alone because Variety can zone the rest. Look how little health Wrongyu and Haddix got out on as well. Very, very low. And this will finally be the FG. Let me go back on this. I can't remember how. Why does Zapman have no beads? They're not down yet. Let's have a look at Zapman. Sorry, I know this isn't what I normally do. Normally I focus on the one person. See how Zap lost his beads here. Was it a sash from Twig? I'm sure it was actually. Twig sashed but didn't ult him. Because they go on to him. Look, they split. Oh, I think it's bugged. I think the beads are bugged. The Spectator. He does have beads at this point. Oh, he used them there. Okay, never mind. He did eventually use the beads. I was lying, I think. Anyway. Not the best game for Zap, if I'm honest. It's because he was having too good of a tournament, you know? He's got to throw some games. Getting prepared for SWC when he becomes the best hunter in the world. He's got to do a little trolling before then. Phoenix. They just commit. They just walk in. Nobody here. Phoenix gets melted. And that's that. Does have Hero's Axe now. Very, very strong. But Mulan is starting to flag at this point in the game. She really doesn't have a great late game, in my opinion. Her escape isn't very good. She doesn't have anything to really augment natural tankiness like gods like Osiris do. Her CC is unreliable and also puts you in a very dangerous spot when you do hit it. So if you hit a 3 and the enemy Scylla beads it and roots you, you're immediately in a lot of trouble. So yeah, that's why I think Mulan falls off so hard, but very, very strong through the early mid game. It's that stage where she gets her abilities leveled up and has like 1 or 2 items when she just chunks, and you can so easily 100 to 0 carries and things like that. Right, just hanging out over here, making sure nobody's up to any funny business. The Susano does stay over there and looks to push down the tier 2 as tier 1 rather, as they lose the tier 2 in mid. So look at whether he can die. Coin poly. Lots of shred in this build. Well, Kin's oboes, interesting. I don't know if Zap could only afford an oboe at one point and just went for that to get as much damage online as possible, or if this is his build every time. Probably should know that, huh? Analyst, by the way. They got the Trebuchet in mids. I'm a bit of a hater of the Kings when it comes to sieging. I think everybody thinks they're so clever, the Kings, in the way they play the map. I think when they siege, they often don't really think about what they should do. We'll see how they do here. Difficult to siege here. Variety trying to get himself in what I refer to affectionately as the nuke. I think everybody refers to it as the nuke, actually. I don't think that's an EUism or anything. But while he was trying to get in the nuke, they got the Phoenix. He goes in, forces the Magi's out with his blink. And that's that. Not the most exciting POV for that Phoenix siege, I'm sorry. Oh, gets rooted, Spirit Robe, but 3 out. Cute. Let's get poked pretty hard there, but he's sustaining. Misses the 3. Mid Phoenix down to half already, though. And this is the point where if you're the Levi's, you're like, do we fight this? Do we let it go? Looks like they're opting to let it go, even though they use the Terra ult there, but it's already gone. And now you're down 3 Phoenixes. What is there left to do? Right, you gonna TP? He actually will. Where's he TP to? There we go. It's in pretty quick. Could have been a go button pressed there, honestly. Maybe should have been a go button pressed there by the Levi's. Maybe that was their chance. It feels like they're playing not to lose. I know it's easy for me to say from the outside looking in, but... Oh, Twig does get someone up. We'll watch this from third person. Zapman on landing. Actually survives. Ring toss is not bad. Titan turning around. Scylla ult hits nobody. That was the thing. And Pantom. I don't know if he got his 3 caught there or something, or his dash out caught. Oh, look at that. The knock up by Variety. And they focus the Titan. Down it will go, surely. Titan, 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 Titan. Yeah, we're going to Worlds, baby. They did it. They did it, didn't they, Rafi? Yeah. King's victory. 7-3, 3-0-3 out their solo laner. 6 out of 7 kills participated in. Did anybody get the 7? No. Highest, joint highest for Twig and Variety, both with 6. Look at the player damage stats. He puts out 28k. He mitigates 44k. He had 14 wards, which you can't quite see because my fat head's in the way. But yeah, what a game out of Variety. And what a time to have it, you know? All the pressure on him in that game, I feel like, you know, you've picked this Mulan, you've got the disco, you get the early lead, you've got all the cards in your hand to win the game, and all you have to do is execute. And Variety does it. Outstanding play. Love the way Big Man played in that game, by the way, as well. I didn't really notice it so much on the live broadcast, but I feel like every time I saw Variety hit a 3 on somebody late game, Big Man was there, hitting a 2, hitting a 1, which isn't, it's not easy, by the way, to follow up his disco and to always have your follow-up ready and on point to a pull, which is sort of not so easy to see the landing point of the enemy. So, yeah, really nice stuff from them. Genetics running around, using the walls. What more could we say? Can't massage his ego anymore. Anyway, that's it from me. I'll hopefully be back with some more demo reviews this week. I'll yeah, let me know if there's any you really want to see, and I'll see what I can do. There's some problems with the demo files, but we're working around it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.